Welcome, everybody, here to the Bruce Waters pregame show here on Buckley's Creek with Tommy Coppage, Darryl McCoy. You're watching D&D Sports Network, Monday Night Basketball. Want to thank Hornets Restaurant, El Neal Mart, Punk's Tires, City Auto Care under new ownership in Williamson, West Virginia, A.O. Onks to Edward Jones Financial, Citizens Bank of Kentucky, Southside Buildings and Carports, Trailhead Bar and Grill, A&H Supply, Southside Mall, East Kentucky Cards and Collectibles giving top dollar for your memorabilia, Bruce Walters Ford, Double Quick, Tiffany Todd Duncan Dentistry, and D&D Auto Mart of South Williamson. Tommy, these real quick, coming in for Pike Central, it is Owen Bowman averaging 15 points, 11.2 rebounds a game. Will Rowe averaging 11.7. And Colton Ratliff averaging 10 points a game. Now over for Phelps, Braden Wilson getting the start. Andrew Keynes. Junior number 11. Ethan Fields at 15.2 points a game. Reese Norman coming in averaging 8 points a game. And Tyler Weddington averaging 27 points, 14 rebounds a game, Tommy.
Big time player right there in Tyler Weddington. Getting it done on points and rebounds. Very active player.
Now the Pike Central starting lineup brought to you courtesy of A.O. Onks to Edward Jones Financial. Junior Bobby Builder, number 4, Colton Ratliff. Senior number 11, Will Rowe. Freshman number 22, Owen Bowman. And number 34, Carson Lane. Tommy, this should be a good one here.
I've been looking forward to this one for a while. You got your two bigs to keep an eye on down low. It's an interesting matchup, Bowman and Weddington.
I'm excited, man. I think, from start to finish, I think this one here should be a good one. Any 60th district matchup, the 60th district is as close as any district this year, Tommy, and you're going to see why tonight.
Any team can beat the other team on any given night, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see Owen Bowman and Tyler Weddington jumping things off here.
It is game time.
And Bowman gets it into Ratliff. Ratliff will control the tip for the Hawks here. Pike Central, Carson Lane. Carson Lane's kind of the X factor for the Hawks. Shot up, no good by Will Rowe. Ratliff had it stripped away. Builder couldn't chase it down, but, the Carson Lane, he's the kid. He's the X factor. He's the kid that's going to do the dirty work. He's going to get the defensive stops, the rebounds. Like, he's been a big addition to the Hawks this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Al really loves him.
Pike Central Hawks, it should be Colton Ratliff, D&D. Where did you have Colton something else on there?
Let's see what.
I don't know. As you come back up, Colton, the heck of a player. Colton's going to be a stud next year. He'll be one of the best players in this region. Ratliff kicks it up. Nice shot by Ratliff. Way to run the floor. Just a sophomore. Now, Ethan Fields, to me, Tommy, he's the breakout player of the year in the 15th region. You see him out top with the basketball matched up with Ratliff.
Point guard for Phelps.
Yep. Well, he kind of runs, he's kind of the two guard. They had him in point guard that possession, but normally John Secure or Braden Wilson run point. Ratliff, nice take by Ratliff. Good job getting Reese Norman on his heels there and just took it to him. Here comes Ratliff. Guys, let us know. Can you hear us good? Let us know. They said, is this on YouTube? Yes, it is, Andrew. Should be able to tune it over there.
Quick start for Ratliff and the Hawks here.
You got the beast from the east, Jaden Stewart, tuning in. Fields trying to force it to Weddington there. Weddington was smothered and covered by a slew of Hawk defenders. Right now, Al Holland says, hey, Phelps, you may beat us, but Tyler Weddington won't.
Yeah, that pass there a little bit.
Yeah,
too much mustard behind it.
Yeah, nice job there. Ratliff off the mark. Weddington with the board. Here comes Tyler Weddington on the push. Weddington drives, kicks. Wilson shot up, no good. coming back the other way. You got Ratliff. Ratliff right now doing a good job here in the early goings for the Hawks.
They're very active early.
As the love bug, Bobby Builder, pull up from the free throw line, stunting like his big brother. That was Brad Builder's money shot at the free throw line, and right now Bobby Builder showing the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, very good mid-range shooter, I've noticed. I've seen him play.
His dad is the heavyweight champ, Bobby Love.
Okay.
Yeah. Bethany Thomas says, "Go Hawks, watching from Florida," said, where our cheerleaders just earned 2 national trophies this weekend. Yeah, they finished 4th in the nation. How about that, Tommy?
It's absolutely amazing.
If you don't care, send us a that's why the cheerleaders ain't here. That explains it. We asked that in the girls' game. And Weddington's going to go to the line, going to draw the foul, and I hope they didn't call it on Bowman. No, they were calling Ratliff. I was going to say Bowman wasn't anywhere near him there. But the cheerleaders for Pike Central, hey, listen, hats off to them young ladies. Finished 4th in the nation.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
If you don't care, Bethany, send us some pictures and updates on what division and all that. And if you don't care. Brittany Goff says, "Let's go Colton Ratliff," watching from New Concord, Ohio. Susan Coleman, watching from Florida, says, "Go Hawks." Said, "Fly high, Hawks." And you got one of the best photographers in the business, Jessica Atkins. Go follow her on Jessica Atkins Momtography on Facebook. She'll have pictures up later of this ball game for Phelps and Pike Central. There's Ratliff. Ratliff matched up. Andrew Kane's coming in. They're bringing him in for his defense, Tommy. Carson Lane wanted the foul. They said, "No, sir." Here comes Braden Wilson on the push. Wilson kicks it over to Fields. Fields off the mark. And, you know, Tommy, right now, Braden Wilson was a huge addition. Nice job by Builder. Builder ain't going to miss that mid-range jumper.
Automatic, son.
Yeah, his 15, 17-foot jumper is as good as anybody. But back to Braden Wilson. He transferred from Eastridge mid-season. Huge pickup. Weddington, I'm telling you, this young man, colleges, get on Tyler Weddington. You know, everybody said for years he's an undersized big. He'll never make it at the next level. You know what Tyler Weddington done? He went to work, Tommy, and he is as good a three-point shooter as anybody in the region right now. He shoots over 40% a game.
Does it all, man. He's an amazing player.
Oh, Weddington! What a block by Weddington. Here comes Fields on the break. Ethan Fields goes left, kicks out. And Phelps nearly turns it over. Kane saves the turnover. Canes back over to Fields. Fields to Canes. Canes wide open, top of the key. 3. What a start here for the Hawks, shooting from beyond the arc. As they've tied this up 8-all. Bobby Builder, booyah! And he lets the bench know about it. He says, "Put that in your pipe and smoke it." And right now they're going to give Carson Lane and Weddington, they're going to tell them, "Hey, calm it down." Weddington says, "I don't want to hear none of that. This is a district battle." And
Principal's office, none of that here. Huh?
No. And I can promise you, them two are going to go at it because they played middle school together. You know, and Jaden Robinson says taking Reese Norman out was the worst Phelps High School could do. Coming back the other way. There's Wilson. Wilson over to Weddington. And he's off the mark. Bowman. Ratliff has Sikora on his hip. You know, Braden Wilson coming over. Look at Bobby Love.
Feeling it early on.
Yeah, the love bug. That's his first miss here in the first quarter. They'll drive it. Norman. He sinks it. Reese Norman with a three-pointer ties it up 11-0 on the Punks Tire scoreboard. Marcy Charles says, "Go Hornets." Whitey Little tuning in. Ricky Belcher says, "Is this on D&D on YouTube?" Ricky, it should be. Now swing it over. Will Rowe back out to Builder. Swings it to Ratliff. Ratliff, he's got Will Rowe in the corner. Rowe wide open. Probably should have took it. Rowe goes up, and either way, nice finish high off the glass.
Nice adjustment mid-air.
Will Rowe, the younger brother of former Miss Basketball, Trinity Rowe, WKU guard. Swing it back out over to Wilson. Wilson says 4 down. Swing it over to Sikora. Sikora, floater. He's off the mark. Yeah, Wilson and Sikora, they got two good point guards. And Will Rowe goes up, gets fouled. Tommy, one thing I do want to mention, next weekend you're going to be in Prestonsburg, Kentucky at the JV 15th Region Tournament. And it's one of the best events going. It gives them JV teams a chance to play for a title.
Mm-hmm.
And you do not want to miss that Valentine's Day weekend.
Looking forward to that one for sure.
Jaden Stewart said we got to get Will Rowe more touches. Gabriel Stevens says go Hornets, class 03-04. Ruby Bowen says, way to go, Reese. And Peggy Taylor says, let's go, Hawks. How about Jaden Stewart, Bethany, standout freshman sensation, tuning in, watching his former Hawks play. And Reese Norman, that's going to be over and back. No. I was wondering that. Give the official credit going and overturning that call. Because that was their correct call. I love when officials, will do that. And the other official, great for him, understanding, okay, it's not about egos, it's about getting the right call.
Had a better angle at it and saw it. Mm-hmm.
Here comes Fields. Fields over to Wilson. Gets it back to Fields. Fields to Weddington. Weddington had Norman, but Weddington chose to shoot it. Nice shot by Weddington. Coming back the other way. Ratliff. Swing it back around. Bowman lets it fly. He's back irons it. No good. And here comes Ethan Fields. With the ball, Fields on the push, gets it to Reese Norman. Reese Norman lets it fly in. Oh, it fell in, Tommy. And looky here, Phelps with a 2-point lead with 1:06 to go.
Yeah, they started out kind of slow, but they've come back and find themselves up by 2 with 1 minute left here. Very exciting first quarter.
And right now, Pike Central, they've got to get Owen Bowman the basketball. And Builder again with another big bucket. Rick Patino calls that the worst shot in basketball, that 3 with a foot on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And Builder, may have needed to just step out just a tad bit more there. They'll swing it back to Fields. And Phelps with a tied ball game, content with running this down for the final shot of the first quarter. First quarter was sponsored by Tiffany Todd Duncan Dentistry, located at Southside Mall Hill. She's not just a dentist, she's my dentist. Trust Tiffany Todd Duncan Dentistry with your smile, Tommy.
Best dentist around, no doubt.
She is. Pain-free. Weddington back out to Norman. Norman back around. Fields. Fields is going to go. Nice take by Fields. Layup, no good. Fields wanted to foul. Official said no, sir. As the Phelps fan says, go home. And we're not going home. We're staying here as we got 3 more quarters to play here on Buckley's Creek. We'll be right back. You're watching D&D Sports Network.
You're a great outside shooter, but all the talk this year has been you driving.
It's true. I'm going to be driving a Kia Telluride from Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville.
Right now, get a new Kia Telluride with up to $4,500 off the sticker.
So why Bruce Walters Kia in Pikeville?
Because when others won't, Walters will.
Come shop us in Pikeville or shop us online at brucewalterskia.com.
And we are back here, guys, real quick, 30 seconds before this. Let's take a moment of silence to remember our great friend, Sue Cat Lester. Sue Cat, first game that she's ever had to miss in these boys' lives of the Phelps Hornets. Sue Cat passed away last week. near and dear to our heart. Not just a Phelps fan and a Johnson Central fan. She was a true Mountain Hoops fan. Sue Cat will be severely missed all across the Coalfields. Moment of silence real quick for Sue Cat. All right, guys, the Sue Cat Lester, please make sure the Phelps fans, you reach out, let them know how much Sue Cat will be missed. And, you know, I know if she was tuning in, Tommy, I know exactly what she'd say. She'd say, hit that like and share button, folks.
Big supporter of D&D. Will be dearly missed.
We know it's a party in heaven with Sue Cat in the house. They'll swing it over to Canes. Canes lobs it down, gets it to Weddington. Weddington. And they'll call a foul, so it'll stay with Phelps here. Canes. Looks to inbound the ball. He's got Sikora out top. Sikora, he's the Philippine assassin.
Nice little ball handler.
Yep. Really nice. And Braden Wilson coming from Eastridge. Nice job. Kicks it out. Canes. He's off the mark. These Pike Central are shooters' rims.
Yeah, very soft, I've noticed.
If it hits the rim, it's got a good chance of going in. Here comes Canes. Canes on the break, and they're going to foul him. Good foul. Tommy, look up here in the top right. You see Belfry plays Phelps on Thursday night. They're in the house recruiting. As you see the baby-faced assassin, Cameron Warts, Brent Perry, Logan Copley, Sean Hurley, Jackson Pack, Colton Ratliff, and I seen Carter Jude and Bryce Hagee somewhere around here.
You're doing a little bit of scouting.
Yep, they'll swing it around the horn. Swings it back. Sikora shot up, no good. And Colton Ratliff had it ripped away. Wow, I don't know how. Listen, that right there. Hey, listen, officials can't be perfect, but that, that right there should have been a steal in a bucket for Phelps.
It was a little bit late call, and I think it's one of the reasons the fans may have reacted that way. But they didn't like it one bit, at least here on the Phelps side.
But, I'll just be honest with you. You want to know who made that call? Al Holland. Al Holland, he has these officials' respect. 14 region titles for the man. Yeah. Officials are going to give him the call more times than not.
Absolutely, yep.
Matt Lane doing a tremendous job with this group this year. Tremendous job. But Al Holland on the other sideline, they're going to get the calls more times than not, especially at home. Nice job by Weddington. Weddington gets fouled, and he's going to go to the line.
Yeah, he's a big, strong kid. It's tough to contain him down on the block.
Casey Bevins says, cheering on the Hornets from Orlando, said our cheerleaders killed it down here, finishing 4th and 10th in the nation. Casey, send us some pictures. And what division y'all finished in? Was it mid or game day or what? Then Vicky said, I said the same thing about the girls' game. Odd not seeing her. Said, and Marcy Charles says, no way, she didn't agree with the call. And Keisha Stump says, cheap foul. Said, seems every single call officials want to get Weddington into foul trouble. Well, Weddington's a big kid. He's a bruiser down low, and anytime he touches somebody, there's normally going to be body parts flying because that kid he's a brick wall.
They're going to move for sure.
You see coming back, swings it over to the corner. Hawks. Bowman, baseline jumper, no good. Rebound Weddington. Weddington, nice take. And he's going to get fouled again. I haven't seen Eugene Lyons here. Eugene's normally standing over in the corner. The AD here, tremendous guy at his job. Great guy, great AD. But I've not seen him here. Hope everything's okay with Eugene. Weddington turns, goes the other way. Weddington kicks out to Norman. Norman lets it fly. He's off the mark. Here comes Will Rowe on the push. He's got Zach Thacker on the far side. Rowe goes in, takes the bump, and he's going to draw the foul. They're going to stay on the floor, though, Tommy.
Yeah, good job attacking there. A row.
Guys, hit that like and share button. The D&D Sports Network has a slew of great games for you folks. Let's swing it over. Will Rowe lets it fly. He's off the mark.
Weddington in position for that rebound again.
Yeah. Deflection. Ethan Wolford in the game now. Ethan Wolford, a nice tailback for the Hornets too. And it's going to be interesting to see him and Trey Guzlin this year, next year on the football field. Sikora matched up a builder out top. Now, swing it over to Weddington. Weddington in the corner. Weddington, nice turn, and he's going to draw the foul again. They're going to get it on Carson Lane. Yeah, Pike Central got to watch. You know, them fouls starting to rack up. That's their third team foul. Laura Megan says cheering on the Hornets from East Tennessee.
That's one thing about D&D, the people that don't live in state and outside the area, it gives them the opportunity to be able to, you know, see their grandkid or niece or nephew or whatever, you know.
Wolford with the baseline jumper. Yeah, that's why D&D, man, we've been here a decade strong, and, you know, we're the people's network, and, you know, we try to make sure that, you know, the people that can't make it, that we bring it. We want people here in the house with us. We don't want you sitting at home watching, but if you can't make it, we want you watching with us. There you go, nice Ratliff. He had Lane, good box off on the side. Builder, he's off the mark, and Bowman, I think Phelps called a break on that one.
Yeah.
Looks like maybe Weddington knocked it out, but they're going to say Hornet basketball. Sikora crosses timeline with the basketball. He's met by Builder. Builder all over Sikora, swings over to Norman. Back to Sikora. To the corner, nice ball movement, and Wolford got swatted by Bowman there. And here comes Ratliff. Sets it up, kicks it Sikora. Sikora, he's got Norman on that far side. Nice pass by Sikora. And listen, that's what a point guard does, Tommy. A point guard, you don't worry about eating. You worry about setting the table, letting your teammates eat, and then you get fat and sassy on the scraps.
That's exactly right, Darryl McCoy. Beautiful pass there, and we got Phelps here with a 6-point lead here in the second quarter. How about that?
Yeah, jumping out on the Hawks here on their home floor. Real quick, want to thank Hornets Restaurant, L and Neil Mark, Punk's Tires. Don't be a punk. Get your tires from Jeremy and Chasta. Great deals on all brands. Tommy, I'll be going to Punk's Tires tomorrow, getting 2 tires on the back of mine. And guess what? I can also afford to make that trip up to Hornets Restaurant and eat because I save money on my tires.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to thank A.O. Wants, the Edward Jones Financial. Citizens Auto, or City Auto Care in Williamson, West Virginia, now under new ownership. Go see Eric Evans and our friends at City Auto Care in Williamson. A.O. Wants, the Edward Jones Financial. Citizens Bank of Kentucky. Southside Buildings and Carports. Trailhead Bar and Grill, A&H Supply, Southside Mall. Also want to thank Starters Sports Bar and Grill. Starters right now located in Williamson. Got good grub, and it's where we're going to celebrate our Super Bowl Sunday at. Builder, nice cut there. Way to move without the basketball.
Beautiful play out of that time out there.
Sikora. Swings it over to Kane. Back to Sikora. Back around, shot up, no good. And Bowman to Ratliff. Nice take by Ratliff. Ratliff, he does so good at getting the defender in bad positions.
He really does.
You know, he'll lower that shoulder, or he'll put you in a bad spot and force you to either foul him, or you know you're going to be going back on your heels, and he's going to get an easy opportunity.
Does a great job attacking the rim.
Yep. Also want to thank Faith Diagnostics and United Medical Group. And we couldn't do this without United Motorsports. Weddington goes in, and I mean, Weddington's about fouled out the whole team himself. That's 4 fouls he's drew this quarter.
Nice sportsmanship there by Weddington. Want to help a opposing team member up, and Mr. Ratliff didn't want no part of it.
I like that.
Yeah, we're in competition here, right?
We'll be friends after.
Right.
Now, here he comes, 24-18, and Will Rose zigged when Colton Ratliff thought he was going to zag. Turnover by the Hawks. And Hornets looking to capitalize on the turnover.
Hawks need to be careful here and not get down too much.
No, absolutely not. Canes gets it in Weddington. Weddington over to Sikora. Weddington with the ball. He'll hand it over to, second man through. Reese Norman gets the ball. Norman, he's going to back up. Now, nice job by Weddington. You know, I'd like to see Weddington take a step or two in on that one because he had a layup if he would have.
Yeah.
Reese Norman off the mark. Weddington with the rebound. Weddington goes up. Hook shot good. Give Weddington the rebound and the bucket. Now Ratliff swings it to Real Rowe. Phelps has a great game plan there, and just, you know, that right there, Will Rowe, he no-looked that pass. And, you know, as our good friend Kevin Keithley always says, eye to eye on all passes, cuts down on them turnovers.
Right.
Weddington stops, pops, and drops. The big fella lighting it up from three-point range as Phelps leads 29-18 on the Punk's Tire scoreboard. We'll be right back.
To taking care of your prescriptions and providing the local care you need, Howard Family Pharmacy is your home team. Let's meet the starting lineup.
Tiffany Jacobs, Garrett, Eastern Kentucky University.
Stacey Conley, Garrett, University of Kentucky. Jonna Newsom from Martin, Alice Lloyd College.
And I'm Wes Howard from Hueysville and the University of Kentucky. When it comes to your health, trust a team that knows you the best. Howard Family Pharmacy, the Allen intersection on US 23 and Kentucky Route 80 at Eastern. Come see.
And we are back here on Buckley's Creek. Tommy Coppage, Darryl McCoy here. Guys, on this Southside Mall, second quarter, and it's Phelps leading 29-18 on the Punk's Tire scoreboard. Tommy, it's been all Tyler Weddington.
Yeah, they've had no answer for him thus far. He's got 16 points here in the first half already.
They'll swing it down. Nice. Carson Lane goes up, misses the bucket. Bowman with the putback. Way to clean up the mess there. Cuts it back to single digits. Here's the thing, Phelps. You know, people thought Phelps losing all them seniors last year. They thought Phelps was going to be a bottom three team in the region.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Matt Lane thought different. You know, Matt Lane's come in and done a tremendous coaching job, one of the best jobs of the year. Don't call a foul on Phelps.
Yeah, getting the most out of what he's got for sure. Great coaching job this year.
Braden Wilson coming in. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for down in the Jim Moore Service comment section. Also hit that like and share button. And Ricky Habron says, go Phelps. Says Ethan Fields get hurt. No, I didn't see him get hurt. I don't know why he ain't in, though. He might be in foul trouble. Jessel Toros says, watching from Cebu, Philippines, cheering on my cousin, John Corin. Nice job. Carson Lane gets the rebound, cleans it up, gets the bucket. Jaden Stewart said, lock in, Hawks. Said, I'm not there to bail you out. Said, you got to do it on your own. Said, I know you can do it. And Bethany Thompson says, we appreciate you. Vicky Maynard says, Matt was a great player when he was in school himself. There's Big Country. Turns, fades, and gets the roll. I mean, Tyler Weddington putting on a clinic here on Buckley's Creek.
very special player for sure.
Yeah, swing around, nice job. Good take by Will Rowe. Yeah, Matt Lane. I think Matt Lane played over there in that Belfry men's league this summer. There's Weddick. They're working on Carson Lane at the buzzer. Back irons it, no good. Phelps will go into the locker room with a 31-24 lead on the Punks Tire scoreboard. Guys, come right back and join us on the El Nim Mart halftime show, and we'll get you caught up on all the action from the first half. You're watching the D&D Sports Network.
Welcome back to the halftime show presented to you by L&M Mart. First half, you got Phelps Hornets out in front of Pike Central Hawks, 31-24. For Pike Central, they were led in scoring by 11 points. Will Rowe with 5, and Colton Ratliff added 4. Over on the Phelps side, Tyler Weddington with 18 points, 9 rebounds. Big first half for Tyler Weddington. Ethan Fields with 3 points, and Reese Norman added 8. And there's 2 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the halftime here. And we'll be right back to the second half action on the D&D Sports Network.
We are back here, guys, on the L&M Mart halftime show with Tommy Coppage, Darryl McCoy. Tommy, what a show Tyler Weddington, the big country, is putting on.
He's a very special player, let me tell you. Probably the most underrated player in the region, I think. And he done just a little bit of everything, being able to score from inside, outside, and was able to grab 9 rebounds, too. Very big-time first half for Tyler Weddington, Darryl McCoy.
Real quick, guys, let's thank our sponsors, Tommy. United Motorsports, let them help you with your next trip on the Hatfield and McCoy trails. Great deals on side-by-sides, four-wheelers, and more. Want to thank Faith Diagnostics, Hornets Restaurant, United Medical Group, L&M Mart, Parks Tires, City Auto Care of Williamson under new ownership. Hit them up for all your auto care needs. A.O. Onks to Edward Jones Financial, Citizens Bank of Kentucky, Southside Buildings and Carports, Trailhead Bar and Grill, A&H Supply, Southside Mall, East Kentucky Cards and Collectibles, giving top dollar for all your sports memorabilia, Bruce Walters Ford, Double Quick, Tiffany Todd Duncan Dentistry, and D&D Auto Mart, now located in South Williamson, Kentucky. You know, you tell me, D&D Auto Mart, you know, tell me they didn't pick a good name for their car lot, Tom.
Awesome. Couldn't have went with a better name, right?
Absolutely not. The AC coming around Weddington. Yeah, well, what they know that you name it D&D Auto Mart, that, you know, automatically the people's going to know that they can trust you and you're dependable.
Exactly.
You know, so what else do you want in a used car? A car you can trust and
dependable.
A car, that you can depend on.
Want to make sure I'm going from point A to point B with no problems, right?
That's it. Bowman, nice up and under move by Bowman. Weddington, just enough defense to shake the shot out there as Ethan Fields back on the floor. Fields drives, kicks. Wilson, pull up. He's off the mark. And Bowman with a shot. That's the Pike Central Fan Club boys is a little obsessed with Big Country. He said, I would be too if I were them, Wendy Schwartz says. Well, the Pike Central defense better be obsessed with him. Jack Ousley says, thanks D&D Sports. It's so nice to be able to watch these games from home. You're great. Jack, we appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. And Shauna Wagner says, go Hornets. Kim Kazee says, watch them from Belfry. Said, watch Matt Lane play. A friend of my daughter's says, so always cheering on Matt and the Phelps Hornets. Weddington again making the Hawks pay.
Very tough fadeaway there, but still strong enough to make that shot.
Yeah. Belfry has Phelps at Phelps on Thursday. Yeah, we talked to Bo Williams and Logan Marker there at half. You see coming back around, Ethan Fields picked up by Will Rowe. Fields looking for a little space, nice drive, kick, Norman for three. Six it! Reese Norman nets the trifecta, giving Phelps the 36-28 lead on the Punks Tire scoreboard.
Yeah, these are definitely two teams that I would not want to play in the 15th region tournament when it gets here.
No, they're going to be a tough draw because, you know, they're a team that you can easily overlook, but a team that can beat you.
Yeah, exactly.
Will Rowe, again, Will Rowe not being aggressive as he needs to be here. Will Rowe, nice job there. Pike Central needs a little more of that. Andrew Caines gets it to Fields. Speaking of Andrew Caines, here's a little info. Andrew Caines is a part of triplets.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's got two brothers. They did both play basketball, but now I think Andrew's the only one left. You know, his brother Josh, I think, could really help this Phelps team. You know, I think he could help spread the floor, get driving lanes for Ethan Fields. I also think he could open up that post for Tyler Weddington so defenders can't double down on him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd really like to see Josh go out and play basketball. I think he would be a big leg up for the Hornets. Daniel Varney says, even though I'm pulling for the Hawks, that there's no denying that Tyler is an amazing player. I'd love to see when people can give Tyler Weddington or a opposing player the praise.
Yeah.
There's Weddington. You know, that's what Weddington hits the deck. Look at Weddington, just rips it away. And it's going to be over and back. Pike Central gets the turnover either way, but, I mean, how about the big fella hitting the deck?
Yeah.
You get
laying it all out there for his team right there.
I'm telling you right now, it's about time colleges start taking him serious as a college prospect.
Yeah, he's amongst the state leaders, the whole entire state in points and rebounds.
Oh, yeah.
Top five,
He was the leading rebounder in the state last year. There's Ratliff. Ratliff drives in, dumps off, and Billiter with the bucket. And just like that, the Hawks have cut this to a 4-point lead here, Tommy. Barn burner brewing on Buckley's Creek.
Yeah, Bobby Billiter's had an excellent ball game. 17 points on the night.
Let's see, they call it 30. We'll stay here during this one. I want to remind everybody, Hornets Restaurant, Tommy, has the best cheesy bread in the Coalfields. And, winner of this game may just get a order of cheese sticks if you go over there.
I'm headed over there. I think it's Thursday night, maybe on the schedule, and I'm definitely stopping at Hornets Restaurant before I get there.
You see the Belfry Pirates over there watching on. The Brody Little, Carter Jude, Snipe, the Kean Warks, the Babyfaced Assassin, Logan Barker, Bo Williams, Jackson Pack, Bryce Hagee. I mean, that's what you want, is that bonding from your team if you're Brent Perry. You know, if you can go scout and watch opposing teams, you know, I mean, that tells me that your team's doing what they need to do off the floor. You're staying together, and, you know, if you stay together off the floor, you'll stay together on the floor.
Exactly, yep.
Now here we come back out, 36-32, 4-point ball game. Braden Wilson with the ball out top. Colton Ratliff. They'll swing it down to Weddington. Weddington. Nice take by Weddington off the Marco. Bowman grabs the board. Here comes the Hawks. Swings over to Builder. Builder off the mark. Rebound by Carson Lane. Carson Lane had it stripped away. Good defense by Ethan Fields, digging down, knocking that loose. Crystal Schwartz says Crazy Bread. Yep, it's the best crazy bread around, world renowned for their crazy bread. You're crazy if you don't go there and eat. Swing it back to Caines. Tommy over to Fields. Fields, elbow jumper, no good. And looky there, Caines. And a player on the bench was standing up in the corner, and Caines thought he was in the game. That was just, you know, if that player wouldn't have been standing up, Caines wouldn't have turned that ball over.
Yeah, he knew he had to get rid of it, and he went to the first person he saw, and it happened to be a bench player.
Yep.
But that's Owen Bowman's got 12 rebounds unofficially.
Owen Bowman's got a bucket, too.
Yeah.
They cut this to a 2-point ball game. And Owen Bowman, you know what they call him, don't you?
No.
The Johns Creek Juggernaut.
That's a heck of a nickname right there for the young fella.
Norman back to Canes. Canes lets it fly and nails it. Andrew Canes having a big game here for the Hornets. Stretches it back out to 5.
That was a big shot for the Hornets there. They was needing a bucket. Pike Central was making a run there, and big-time shot by Canes.
Aaron Sager says got to have that homemade ranch dressing with it. You go there, you ask for the D&D special, Tommy. That's the best thing on the menu. You go get you some pork chops, pinto beans, cornbread, and fried taters. Listen, you're set for the day.
Yeah. Best meal you can ask for, guaranteed.
Got some of the best pinto beans you'll find. We call them soup beans here in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
I like them, but my wife don't like them so much.
Right.
Yeah.
I can relate to that for sure.
She says she don't want to be around me after eating a bowl of them soup beans. Coming back, nice bucket there. 41-36. It's a 5-point ball game. Ratliff swings over to Will Rowe. Rowe back out to Builder. Ratliff, Lane, baseline jumper. Up, no good. And here comes Fields. Ethan Fields, nice job. Shake, bake, Weddington. Boom! Weddington for another 3-point bucket, Tommy. And stretches it back out to an 8-point lead.
What can you do about that?
Nothing.
Inside, he's too strong to stop. Then he steps outside and knocks that down.
He is becoming a mismatch nightmare. Crystal Schwartz says they make flatbread like a pizza, but it's more like crazy bread, cheese, and butter. We go there, and that's where we watch ball games. They put it on the big screen. So if you go there right now, get you some food, Phelps people. Sit back in the back, tell them turn on the big screen and watch D&D. I guarantee our good friend Phil Collins will be tuning in, and he may even watch the game with you if you come up to Hornets.
Phil might be there right now as we speak.
He probably is. He's probably chowing down on some cream horns. Nice job by Rowe. Rowe took the bump, and he's going to go to the line. And, the thing that's shocked me is, Phelps, this almost looks like a home game for Phelps. This Phelps crowd, man, they have showed up in force, loud and proud. And, this side over here is Phelps side where we're at. It's filled up.
They traveled really well. They have just as many, if not more, than the home team here.
I agree. And a lot of it is the Pike Central cheerleaders are out of town at Florida, too.
Yeah.
There you go, Will Rowe. And that should have been a walk. Wolford slid on his back. Socorro. Yeah, that's double dribble. They call it a double dribble. I call it a makeup call.
Yeah, right.
Marshall Eady said for dessert, get you a strawberry burrito.
Strawberry burrito. That sounds interesting.
Jeff Harvey says, quit making me hungry. There you go, Ratliff, high screen. Ratliff swings over. Thacker in the game now. Thacker has the ball out top, guarded by Socorro. Thacker swings it to Ratliff. Ratliff lets it fly. It's off the mark. Builder with the rebound and the putback. And Bobby Builder, just like his brother, man, coming up with key rebounds, putbacks. He does all the dirty work. I mean, Bobby Builder's a player that every coach loves.
Yeah. Great mid-range shooter and just does a little bit of everything.
He is. There's not a selfish bone in his body. He just wants to win. Swing it back. Fields guarded by Will Rowe. Trap comes by Builder. Swing it over. Reese Norman. Nice little hesitation. And he looks at Zach Thacker and lets Zach Thacker know you can't guard me.
Nice head fake there to get the defender off his feet.
A beautiful head fake. telling you, coming into this season, there's Will Rowe, nice move by Rowe. Rowe gets the bucket. Coming into this season, everybody thought the 60th district, Belfry, was going to run through the district, and Pike Central and Phelps wasn't going to have a chance. Listen, it's not like that anymore. It's anybody's district.
Yeah,
Ratliff
absolutely.
at the buzzer.
I agree.
And as right now, we got a 2-possession ball game going into the final quarter of play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Smokey Armstrong here from United Motorsports of Belfry. Looking for your next adventure? We've got the motorcycles, side-by-sides, and ATVs needed to take your riding to the next level. Whether you're hitting the track, enjoying the trails, exploring the open road, or seeking comfort and style, we've got you covered with trusted brands like Honda, Polaris, and Kawasaki. At United Motorsports, we're not just about selling power sports. We're passionate about helping you find the perfect ride. Our team will work with you to customize your vehicle, offer expert advice, and provide top-notch service. No matter where your adventure takes you, ready to get started? Call us at 606-237-7311 or visit www.unitedmotorsportsbelfry.com or stop by today. Your next ride is waiting.
Willie Crace is proud to support all area teams this season and our student athletes in Floyd and Pike counties. Vote Willie Crace for state representative, a voice we can count on for the mountains.
And we are back here. As you see the Phelps cheerleaders right now cheering on the Hornets, and why not? I mean, they've cheered these Hornets to a 6-point lead heading into the fourth quarter here on the road on Buckley's Creek. As we got Tommy Coppage, Darryl McCoy, you're watching D&D Sports Network Monday Night Basketball. This fourth quarter brought to you courtesy of D&D Auto Mart, located in South Williamson. Hit them up for all your used car needs. You know, real quick, Tommy, the Wes Hicks, he hit the nail on the head. He said Hornets Restaurant should be a national treasure.
Absolutely, I agree.
I agree 1,000%. Krista Schwartz says Matt Lane played one of them one-on-one with my daughter at the house. Said very good guy and coach. Vicky Maynard says vanilla ice cream on the strawberry burrito. And Whitey Little said good game. Both teams are playing hard.
Mr. Whitey Little always tuning in, supporting D&D Sports Network.
He watches via his Louisville media box. Yeah, Will Rowe goes baseline. Nice move by Rowe. Rowe goes up. He just hesitated a little too much there. And Bowman gets the rebound. They're going to say bucket, no good, foul on the floor.
Foul number 30 for the Hornets.
Guys, go hit that like and share button. Get these numbers up. Let's get this up over 300 for these boys. This is a big-time game. They're playing their tails off. Let's make sure that they feel the love when they go home and rewatch this.
Yeah, shaping up for a real good finish here.
It is. Barn Burner Brewing. Good old-fashioned slobber knocker here on Buckley's Creek. Nice job by Ratliff. And Canes rips down the rebound. Canes gets it to Weddington. And look at Weddington, the big fella, bringing the ball at the floor.
So I can play a little point guard too. Why not?
Fields over to Weddington. Weddington, he's going to drive. Knocked out of bounds. Fields, step back. Kicks it over to Sikora. Sikora drives over to Norman. Norman lets it fly. He's off the mark. Canes with their offensive rebound, lobs it down to Weddington. And count it! Weddington with a old-fashioned three guys pizza and brew three-point play opportunity.
That was a beautiful pass down there over the shoulder by Andrew Canes off that rebound.
It was. I'm telling you, Andrew Canes has played a heck of a game tonight. Weddington sinks the free throw. Tasha Dotson says, shout out to Phelps senior cheerleader, Kiara Wooford. Absolutely. I always hate seeing seniors senior year. You know, as a parent, you know, you never want to see your kid graduate and go off into the real world.
It goes by really fast. I've done learned that.
Well, I tell you though, Tommy, if you are that parent and you go over to the real world, nice take care by Coach Ratliff. If you do go, one thing you want to teach your kid is make sure you call AO Ox to Edward Jones Financial to keep their money safe and working for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looky there. Tyler Weddington with another three-point bomb. How many has he got tonight?
29 right now.
How many threes? Nice job. Colton Ratliff back-to-back buckets. He's trying to keep the Hawks in this.
I got him down for 3.
Who, Weddington?
Yeah, but that's unofficial.
Oh, yeah, he's got way more than that. And I know he's got 5 or 6, and he's going to have another three-point play opportunity here the old-fashioned way. Yeah, Weddington, he's, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's got at least 5 threes. Unless maybe his foot was on the line on some of them.
Yeah, I could have missed some, but I have him for 3.
Yeah, we'll go down and double check that before the post-game show, but Weddington converts on that. He says he'll get us 3 one way or the other. Nice job by Will Rowe. And Weddington with another rebound. Nice job by Fields. Good lob. Fields finds Reese Norman, and Hornetville has made the trip over to Buckley's Creek, and I tell you, what an atmosphere they've made for these Hornets.
Yeah, they're fired up right now.
They have. Nice pass down low, Will Rowe. He has it stripped. Coming back the other way, here comes Ethan Fields. Oh, behind the back. How about that? The Ethan Fields getting jiggy with it there.
That looked like an old school Jason Williams pass, didn't it?
Yeah, you seen Ethan Fields look up here at the camera. He knew what he just done.
Yeah.
Crystal Swartz says Reese has introduced my 7-year-old grandson to the players. Said those boys are his idols. Well, we appreciate that. That's the kind of kid Reese Norman is. Did Morgan Dotson play the game, then went and started cheering? Yeah, she did. I didn't even think about Morgan being down there on the sideline. So Morgan cheers and plays basketball. So boy-girl doubleheader. You see her play in the girls' game, and then she goes over and cheers, Tommy.
30-second timeout here.
Sit here, you see the Phelps Lady Hornet cheerleaders as Pike Central placed 4th in nationals as they are down in Florida tuning in via D&D Sports Network. Let us know, Pike Central cheerleaders, how many of you guys are on here watching? I mean, the 60th district, you got to love it, man. It's throwback. Al Holland, he's got the old school jams popping here in the gymnasium. I mean, 60th district's different.
Yeah, they play some of the best music here at Pike Central as any.
Canes gets it into Wilson. Wilson up to Weddington. Weddington trying to turn the corner. Good defense by Bowman. Sipple cheers too after games. Oh, I didn't see Sipple down there. I'll have to find her in a minute. There we go. We're getting them numbers up, getting over 200 for these boys. Fields working on Will Rowe. Fields drive kick. Norman sinks it. Reese Norman says, "Don't call it parquet, Tommy. That's straight butter." As they give Phelps a 60-44 lead. Just like that, 16-point advantage. Colton Ratliff feeds Builder. Builder with the bucket.
21 for Billiter, unofficially.
There's Fields, nice drive. Beating the defense up the floor, coast to coast. Ethan Fields working the Hawks defense. I'm telling you, man, this Phelps teams better start taking them serious. They played Paintsville extremely tough.
I agree with you for sure. They've made some big shots tonight.
Nice step through. Couldn't finish, though. Weddington with another board. Here comes Fields. Fields, drive, kick. And Wilson off the mark.
And I notice Owen Bowman's on the bench, maybe taking a breather here.
Yeah, that's not good news for the Hawks. Crystal Swartz says, I miss wishing my daughter's on that floor, watching my daughter. Said she's out into the world of financial fraud investigation.
Oh, wow.
Well, she needs to work for A.O. Onks, the Edward Jones Financial. That's who she needs to work for, because there's no fraud with Edward Jones. He'll make sure your money's safe and it works for you. Here comes Canes. Ben Wagner says, let's go Hawks. Said the Hawks will be different next year with Lawson back. I agree 1,000%. Caden Lawson, they lost Caden Lawson, Tommy, during the preseason. And you see him down there on the bench. They lost him to a horrible injury, lower extremity injury. And Caden Lawson would have probably been their star player, if he would have come in. So that tells you how big of a loss it was. But, yeah, Pike Central, I promise you, Al Holland, kids are going to come play for Al Holland. I expect him to pick up a few through the transfer world. I expect Caden Lawson to return. Pike Central basketball, it's in a good place. They'll be all right. They can upset some people this year, but next year, expect them to be one of the top dogs. Ben Wagner said that we appreciate all the traveling you all do during these games for us and the kids. Great work. Appreciate that, Ben. It's our sponsors and you folks at home that make it worth it. We talked earlier, a lot of people was asking, why does D&D do pay-per-view now on some games and some games they don't? Well, a lot of schools have stepped up and we're having to pay a lot of schools. And so we got to find a way. At the end of the day, it's a business, and we want to make sure we keep these opportunities flowing for the kids, but we also got to make sure the bills are paid and we continue to get better and better for you folks at home. So, that's why we're having to do that on some games and some games not, to answer that question. Reese Norman, he's off the mark, and Wilson with the rebound over to Weddington, and smart job by Weddington, just pushing it out and burning a little clock here. Oh, yep. Backcourt. He did step back behind it. Greg Fannin said, thanks, D&D. We also had Martin County Paints for Girls. If anybody knows who won that, let us know. It was over on D&D Plus tonight.
That should have been a good one. On paper, that's a good one.
Fields with the steal. Here comes Fields, right side, and count it! Ethan Fields says he'll get the three the old-fashioned way. Three Guys Pizza and Brew, three-point play opportunity loading up here. These for folks that don't know D&D Sports Network, we got 4 ways to watch games. That's on D&D pay-per-view, over on D&D YouTube channel, or you can watch it on D&D Sports Network on Facebook, D&D Sports Plus on Facebook, or D&D Mountain Elite on Facebook. So, if you're a true basketball fan, I suggest you follow all 3 of them pages. D&D Mountain Elite, D&D Sports Network Plus, and D&D Sports Network, so you can tell when all games are on. Builder with the 3, so you'll get that notification when we're live.
Yeah, be sure to mark them as your favorites, or they may not show up in your algorithm if you don't. So.
Yeah, so make sure you guys go and follow them other pages. Nice job, Fields. Finger row finish, no good. Rode off. Fields gets it back to Canes, and Will Rowe knocked it away, but they're going to say he fouled him on the way. Sikora coming back in. Whitey Little says Paintsville beat Martin County girls. We appreciate that, guys. Aaron Moore, 3-point ball game. Tommy?
I expected a close one over there. Was that at Martin County or? Paintsville.
That was at Paintsville. The Gary Rash said, good job, D&D. Said Big Country is dominating. Marcy Meade Charles says, thanks D&D Sports for your courage so we can enjoy the games at home. We appreciate that. I think she meant coverage, but the Marcy, we appreciate that, and that's what we do it for. We appreciate your support. 2 minutes to go in this one, and 17-point lead. I better count that over, Tommy. It's the 13-point lead.
Yeah, Hawks got some work to do.
Clyde Wood said Paintsville won by 3. Tomorrow night, we got Paintsville, Carson Lane, and Canes getting a little tangled up there. Tomorrow night, we got Paintsville versus Martin County. Socorro wide open, and they're just content with burning clock here. Will Rowe going to foul Fields. Fields going to go to the line here.
Fields at the line with 2 shots.
Field.
Checking in for the Hawks, number 24 is Stephen Coleman.
And guys, don't forget, after the game, you'll have the Hornets Restaurant post-game show, and we'll get you called up on all of the scores. We'll get you called. We'll give you our thoughts on the game, let you know what we got coming up tomorrow night on D&D Sports Network, and we'll get. We will name our double quick player of the game. You got Will Rowe swings, Ratliff tried to get it to Will Rowe. Here comes Canes. Canes gets tangled up. Jump ball.
Canes with the acrobatic move getting around the ref right there. How about this Phelps team coming in here to Pike Central and taking care of business? Big time win.
Huge road win here. Weddington with the steal. Man, what a play there. You see how high he got up to get that ball?
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Yep, Fields gets over to Canes. And they're going to foul Canes. Foul's going to be called on Will Rowe.
Might make a good tight end, too.
That's his 4th, I think. No, he'd be a star tight end if he played football. But
absolutely.
But listen, I mean, you look at that young man. He don't have legs. He has tree trunks.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, I mean, Weddington is a different breed. You don't see kids like him that much anymore. I mean, he's a grown man in a kid's body.
Yeah. What's the term for that? Country strong is what they call that. There's another steal there.
Yeah, Ethan Fields, no surprise there. Fields, he's going to back it back out. Yeah, I'm excited about that matchup Thursday over on Phelps as Ethan Fields and Tyler Weddington takes on the Belfry Pirates.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good one for sure. Be sure and tune in for that one.
Stacy Thacker said he did play football. I didn't even know he played last year. All right. Weddington, he's got Division I size and speed, if you had him over on that defensive end. I could see him being a big-time edge rusher.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go, Colton Ratliff over to Builder. Builder lets it fly. High arcing shot. And Builder's had himself a game tonight.
He's got a 30-piece according to
Builder
my
does?
stats. Yeah.
Wow. What a game by the Love Bug, Bobby Builder.
Number 2 for the Hawks. Builder is 3rd. Number 5, Canes at the line.
Send Andrew Canes to the line. Again, guys, after At the end of the game, we will go silent for a minute as we'll get the stats called up, and then we'll come back on the Hornets Restaurant postgame show, and we'll get you caught up on all the action. So you make sure you stick around for that. This postgame show will be in honor of Sioux Cat Lester. Nice job there. Bowman off the mark. They'll swing it over to Fields. And that's going to be it. Pike Central is going to be content with letting Phelps dribble it out. As you see the Phelps faithful rise to their feet here. What a ball game by the Hornets. Love seeing these Phelps fans, enjoying basketball again.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending tonight.
As we're going to step away for about 3 minutes, and then we'll come right back, guys, on the Hornets Restaurant postgame show. Get you caught up on all the scores from around the region. And we are back here on the Hornets Restaurant postgame show. Tommy Coppage, Darryl McCoy on the call. You're watching D&D Sports Network Monday Night Basketball as Phelps Hornets get a big 60th District victory over Pike Central Hawks, 68-55. Double quick player of the game honors will go to the big fella, big country, Tyler Weddington, 32 points, 18 rebounds. Reese Norman had 18 points. And Ethan Fields rounded out the double-digit scoring with 11 points. Over for Pike Central in a losing effort, Bobby Builder with 30 points. Will Rowe, 9 points, and Colton Ratliff, 8 points. And Bobby Builder, he just needed somebody else to show up tonight for him, and credit the Phelps defense. They've done a tremendous job. We're sitting here. We got as Tommy went and got clarification on Weddington scoring there. He had 4 threes. So Phelps hit 10 threes altogether. Weddington had 4 of them en route to his 32 points. What a performance there, Tommy, by Tyler Weddington. And I can tell you one thing, he's going to be getting some crazy bread and cream horns from Hornets Restaurant.
No doubt about that. Well deserving.
Yep.
I had like 3 or 4 people ask me how many he had, how many points he had on the way down, and everybody in the building was pretty impressed with his performance. Big time game for that young man.
We're going to have the big country Tyler Weddington come up, and we're going to talk to him a second. Tommy, if you don't care to take that down, we'll talk to the big fella. As I know everybody wants to hear. We don't get to hear from Tyler a lot. As we're going to, Tyler, he's all the time. Tyler is a player of the game more times than not, but we don't get to talk to him that much. The big fella, Tommy here. Tyler Weddington, double quick player of the game. Tyler, 32 points, 18 rebounds tonight, 4 3-pointers. What a game. Coming into this game, this was a huge win, a district win for you guys. Just talk about your mindset coming in.
Well, Matt Lane had us well prepared. We got in the gym about 10:30 this morning, got a couple shots up, and we just came prepared.
Yeah, that's and Ethan Fields, man. Ethan Fields had 11 points. Talk about the job he's done all year long. I think he's the breakout player of the year.
Yeah, he's worked hard. He can get downhill, score on you anytime.
Yeah, he was a big pickup. Going into last year, a lot of people thought coming in this year, they was like, man, they graduated so much, it's going to be hard for them to win. But what people, forgot to realize is how special you are, and, the work that you put in during the off season, you run the floor better than any big in Eastern Kentucky by far, and everybody always says, you got to wear him down. There's no wearing you down this year, and then you've added the 3-point game, shooting over 40% on the season. Just talk about this summer. Is that something that you wanted to focus on?
Yeah, I focused more outside than inside. I just got more shots up outside and just practice more on it.
You got to think colleges like that too, because not only are you shooting a 3-ball, at a high clip, but you're also handling the rock really well. You bring the ball up the floor a lot. Is that something that that you want to do? You wanting to play at the next level, and is that one of the reasons why you rounded out your game?
Yes.
Yeah, because you knew no matter what, you're the most dominant big in the region. But you add them other parts to the game. I think you're the biggest mismatch problem in the 15th region. That's something, and talk about Matt Lane in his first year, is what a job coach has done with you guys.
Yeah.
Have you enjoyed playing with him?
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
An awesome year.
Well, then you go and look tonight, Reese Norman. When Reese Norman shoots like that, y'all normally win.
Yep.
He's kind of that X factor. If he's hitting shots, y'all's hard to beat. If not, it puts a lot of weight on you and Ethan. So, and Andrew Kane's come here. His homecoming. Just talk. I know it had to mean a lot to him. You played with a lot of these boys in grade school. You was also from Johns Creek. Just talk about you guys coming back up here and playing against your former friends. How fun was that?
It was pretty fun, but
His crowd gives you heck, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they know what they missed out on. It's all love, They know, hey, we could have had one of the most special players, and he chose to head over Phelps. So, I'm sure a lot of it's coming from, just they admire your talent. So, Tyler, Thursday you got the Belfry Pirates rolling over to Phelps. Y'all played them very close over on Pond Creek. Do y'all think y'all's playing good enough right now to knock off the Pirates at home?
Yeah, I think we are.
Yeah, and y'all match up well with them. Y'all always play them closely, and tonight, one thing I'd want to say, did you players realize that how many Phelps fans was in the house tonight?
Yeah, they bring it every night.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think that they outnumbered the Pike Central fans tonight.
Yep.
That's got to be special, and then you get them over there in the Hornets' nest. That makes for a rowdy atmosphere on Thursday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Tyler, man, we're admiring your game from afar, man. The work you put in during the off season. You are a matchup nightmare, young man, and I cannot wait to see what you do from here on out, and I can tell you a lot of colleges, they're starting to buzz about Tyler Weddington now because, you showed, Tyler Weddington's not that undersized big anymore. He's a 3 that can flat hurt you on all 3 levels. So, congratulations, and we'll see you Thursday night over on the Hornets' Nest.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tyler. Guys, the Tyler Weddington, one of the best in the business. The Tommy, what – that young man, there's no weak spots in his game.
Yeah, he really is a lot of fun to watch. I tell you, I look forward to watching him play every time Phelps plays because I know what I'm in to see. He's going to put on a heck of a performance every single night out there. So
all the time, and said Jeff Harvey said, "I'm just glad Doug Showles wasn't there." Jeff, a long-time Kentucky fan, ain't nobody likes Doug Showles. And then they say, good job, congratulations to John Sikorin and the whole team for the win, Jaria Anko says. So, hats off, Tyler Weddington. You got to talk to him. We don't get to talk to him a lot. He wins player of the game a lot, but normally Phelps, they're in and out, or we get him in a bad situation where, they're in a hostile environment and you don't want to bring them up. So when we do get to talk to Tyler, we always want to make sure it gets done because, he's a special kid. And, if people realize just how special that young man is, they'd be on that bandwagon because, he's a hidden gem, but, a lot of people are starting to realize, hey, this young man is one of the biggest nightmares in the 15th region. Let's start taking him serious.
Yeah, very quiet young man and very, very humble.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a great kid. So,
Tommy, real quick, let's thank our sponsors again. I want to thank United Motorsports, Hornets Restaurant, L&L Mart, Punk's Tires, City Auto Care of Williamson under new ownership, A.O. Ox, Edward Jones Financial, Citizens Bank of Kentucky, Southside Buildings and Carports, Trailhead Bar and Grill located in Matewan, West Virginia. Great game day atmosphere. A&H Supply, Southside Mall, Three Guys Pizza and Brew, East Kentucky Cards and Collectibles, Williamson Pharmacy, Bruce Walters Ford, Double Quick, Tiffany Todd Duncan Dentistry, Citizens Bank of Kentucky, D&D Auto Mart, Faith Diagnostics, and United Medical Group. As we sit here, said Andrew Justice said you're going to do interview. We just done one with Tyler. Said Tyler hasn't much to say, but he knows his game. I agree. Yeah, he don't. I don't like to put him in them spots a lot because, he don't like to talk a ton. But listen, he don't have to because his game speaks for itself.
Exactly. I was going to say he lets his game speak for itself right there on the court. So.
Absolutely. But again, what a performance by Bobby Builder, Tommy. Bobby Builder dropping that 30 spot here tonight in a losing effort. But, he come to play tonight, shot the ball well on all 3 levels. He scored. He done really good defensively. Just a good performance by Builder.
Shot at a very high percentage. We don't have the numbers right now, but he did not miss many.
No.
On his way to 30 points.
Not at all. Tommy, tomorrow night, let's see. We got Kermit Crum. That'll be over there. Then Logan Mingo Central. and then Martin County and Paintsville.
Yep.
So that Martin County Paintsville, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, definitely tune into one of those. They all three should be good, but that Martin County Paintsville, very intriguing to me.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good one. And you know, as you sit here, you know, I mean, we do not want to go off without mentioning once again, guys, the near and dear to our heart was rabid Phelps fan, Sue Cat Lester. Sue Cat, this game was in honor of her. This is the first game the Hornets have played of these boys that's playing right now, these kids that's out there right now. It's the first game of their life that Sue Cat hasn't watched. And whether it was in person or it was on D&D. And, you know, we lost a true treasure in the Coalfields when we lost Sue Cat Lester. I mean, she's not just a Johnson Central and a Phelps fan. She is a fan of all mountain athletes, just a genuine woman that really cared about the kids and loved mountain athletics.
Absolutely.
So, Sue Cat, you know, we'll be watching with you high above from here on out, Sue Cat. So we know it's a party when Sue Cat's in the house. So, you know, I'm sure heavens are rocking, and she's going to tell you, hit that like and share button, folks. But, guys, for Tommy Coppage, Darryl McCoy, again, Monday Night Basketball here on the D&D Sports Network from Buckley's Creek. Another big-time matchup here as 60th District action. Phelps takes care of Pike Central, 68-53 on the Punk Star scoreboard. For Tommy Coppage, Darryl McCoy. Till next time. So long.